Texans mini camp is, I believe, wrapping up as we speak. Their second practice available to the media. We had plenty of things to react to yesterday and some to react to as well. They went inside since the weather's not so good. We're going to play a little game here. Soft boys every 12:30 here on Gallant and George. I mean, I kind of get it when the weather starts doing the lightning thing.
You know, I don't want player. We don't need like a torn ACL because of rain. Okay,
I agree with that. But as someone who played football in the hail on Saturday and barely made it inside my car when the lightning started touching down in the parking lot,
yeah,
I gotta say, I was about that life.
Part of the reason why I like when like they try to deal with the weather and they play outside is because I love to see the real soft boys come out.
Mm-hmm.
The media, the bitching from the media that comes out. Like I like John McClain, but we all remember the AC tweets that were going out last year about there not being an AC tent for the media members when there was.
One of the things that I'm very proud of in my very, 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 very unsuccessful football playing career is this. Since I practiced in 2 days in the Florida heat, I feel like I'm built a little bit different. I don't think I'd be able to do it in the cold, but I feel like I'm built for the heat. And I like when the Texans practice outside because I do believe that being able to practice in this swelter makes you about as tough as it gets. Even Miami, they don't have bleep on you. Tampa Bay, they don't have bleep on you. This is the number one. And it's one of the reasons that, yes, I understand that you want to play inside because it would be a better fan experience. But there is a part of me that wishes that the Texans played outdoors because they would kill people the first month of the year.
Yeah, like their fans?
Like literally, they would kill people. Remember the Miami Buffalo game? I guess it was 2 years ago now, because I think they scheduled around it to where they don't. Because I think it was 2022 where they had like week 2, it was in Miami in the heat, and then week 17 it was in Buffalo in the snow.
Hockey and snow again.
The next year they just flipped it. They're like, okay, we're not doing this because. Like Stephon Diggs, newest Texan, Stephon Diggs was like fainting as they were trying to run a 2-minute drill.
That happens from time to time.
Yeah, that'll happen.
It does.
It happens. But what I'm trying to say is that would be a home field advantage, and I believe that the outdoors should be a part of this game. It's what separates it from all the other ones. The extreme heat, the extreme cold, the extreme wet, everything should be on the table for a football game. And if you're a real man, sorry to be toxically masculine, but you'll go out there and you'll play. Anyway, Texans didn't do that today. It's practice. It's practice. I'm not calling.
Things we just learned in this last 2-minute rant here. Texans, not real men.
I'm not saying that.
Soft boy.
That's why only teams from Texas and Florida win championships.
Yeah.
I think they'd win more if they played outside.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they'd win more. Anyway.
That's why the Jags have so much success.
Well, they're also drafting terrible quarterbacks, and they have Trent Baalke running.
But they're tough.
Anyway, I'm just saying what I feel. Minicamp day 2, wrapping up. We've seen some things discussed by the people who are out there observing the practice, and I thought we'd play a quick little game here. Is this a correct observation or a gross exaggeration?
Okay.
Our guy, DJ Bieneme, who's going to join me tomorrow because Joe's taking a little vacay, he had this to say about what he's seen out of, get this, John Metchie, who a lot of people aren't maybe really thinking about in the way that you would want to. Quote, I want to say an observation I've seen throughout the offseason. The explosiveness of Texans wide receiver John Metchie III appears to be back. He's positioning himself to make training camp a battle for playing time. So going into the year, you're thinking, okay, 4th or 5th wide receiver or something like that. And I know that is perhaps a boring conversation. But this was a guy who once was thought to be a first-round caliber talent, towards ACL, battled through cancer, tough guy to even be back on the field with an opportunity to do this again. Do you buy into people seeing that he's explosive, that actually being real here? Is this a correct observation or gross exaggeration?
I'm going to buy it. Part of it is Sue saying it. Like I trust DJ's eyes in this moment where he's been around, but he's not the only one. Like CJ and a lot of the other members of the Texans organization have been talking about this. It is the best situation possible for the Texans this year, for there not to be much of a training camp battle, and for John Metchie to very clearly be your fourth wide receiver. And maybe Noah Brown's a quick, casualty to this roster as he's dealing with an injury. Robert Woods also will probably be a casualty. Like John Metchie being the fourth guy on this team is best for the future when Stephon Diggs probably won't be a Texan in 2025. So I think this one's gonna be spot on. I don't know what it means.
Explosiveness back for John Metchie III.
I mean, it makes sense coming off of an ACL and cancer that it takes a while to get it all the way back. He's still young. It's his third year in the league. So yeah, I'm willing to buy it.
For what it's worth, Jadeveon Clowney, I thought his best season with the Texans was 2016, where he was coming off of not cancer, but similar knee issues his first 2 years in the league.
I know most people are like, who has breakouts in year 3 of their NFL career? Well, they happen here.
Guys that get cancer in year 1.
Or guys that, play for the Texans like Nico Collins.
Oh, yeah.
Well, shout out to Dylan Horton. It's a big year for Dylan Horton, too, who also just beat cancer. Ring that bell, buddy.
Sure.
Will Anderson, per Will Kunkel of Fox 26, has put on a lot of weight. Thoughts on this as a mere observation, or is it something that you will turn into a big exaggeration? Will Anderson poised for bigger things as a bigger human being?
I don't want to tell Kunkel how to do his job.
Dude, I'm doing the take job for him right now. That's his observation. He thinks that Will Anderson is bigger. My question to you guys is, does that mean he's going to have a bigger year this year?
That's my exact thing. Will Kunkel, got to give me a number.
Yeah.
Pull it out of your ass. I don't care. Tell me 15 to 20 pounds.
Well, you have to ask him about that. I don't know if somebody asked Anderson about that today, because I believe he met with the media today.
Oh, it's his day.
He mentioned that Azeez Al-Shaair gave him some crap today when he was getting annoyed about getting called for an offside. So nice leadership from Al-Shaair there already in the middle of that Texans defense. But
I want a number. That's all I want. I want a number, how many pounds. He looks bigger.
Derek Stingley got bigger from year 1 to year 2. That was also talked about a lot in last year's offseason. So things to keep in mind.
Yeah.
I like that he's bigger. I will just say that. How about that?
I also like that he's bigger.
I'll go observation.
Yeah, I would say it's more observation.
Me making the exaggeration that he'll be better this year, that would be an exaggeration.
Yeah.
Right. I am with all of you guys there. I'm just doing this for the sake of argument.
I can see it now. It's 3:02. Will Anderson hasn't had a sack in 5 games. And Jeremy Brandon was rereading this tweet saying Will Anderson's slow.
But his pass rush win rate is the top 5 in the league. But he has no sacks.
Yep.
One last one, an observation or an exaggeration. There's been a lot of talk about how Kamari Lassiter, second-round pick from Georgia, has come in, and people they're taking a moment to recognize specific moments in practice where he's looked pretty good out there. Here's a tweet. This is from one of those Houston Texans fan accounts. Nothing wrong with that, do you? At Stroud for All-Pro. Kamari Lassiter standing out in OTAs against the Texans wide receiver core.
Okay.
We got a special player.
It's good to know a fan account who's not there thinks that.
Observation or gross exaggeration?
Because he's just stealing someone's content. Fact.
Oh, yes.
I mean, he's not there.
He's not there. We
don't even know if it's a he, to be honest. We could be in a lot of trouble right now, Paul.
She, they, them.
Yeah.
We checked all the boxes.
This person, they're not there. So if just the first part came from Will Kunkel, DJ Bieniemy, Cody Stoods, like someone that we know is there.
Oh, you're putting Cody in a big category there.
Sorry. Never mind.
No, it's
Never
okay.
mind, Cody. Joe told me to take you out of this category.
I didn't say that. I was just acknowledging it.
I just wanted to name a third person. But yeah, if it was just the first part from a person I knew was there, the observation, that's good. The second part...
Wait. Can I stop you? Can I help you here?
Yes.
Will Anderson today said, quote, I've been amazed by him when asked about Kamari Lassiter.
There have been two players that have been.
I want to make sure Sean has all the info before he makes his take.
Thank you for that, and I'll put Cody back into the upper echelon of Texans reporters.
There have been two players that have been complimented because questions have been asked about them. It's John Metchie and it's Kamari Lassiter. If you're looking for fluffy quotes about any two Texans players, you're going to find a lot about those two. What does that mean for this year? Who knows? I mean, again, we just heard the other day that Treylon Burks with the Tennessee Titans is looking like a combination of A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, and Terrell Owens, and apparently he's a gunner on special teams. So things that you always have to take with a grain of salt.
T.O. was awesome on special teams.
And he has to be good as a gunner on special teams to make the team.
But Lassiter and Metchie have been drawing praise. So just something to keep in mind for this time of year.
It's the second part of that Stroud for MVP tweet where it's we got a special one on our hands.
I agree with you totally.
Exaggeration. He could be a good starting cornerback and not be we got a special one on our hands the second week of OTAs.
Yeah, like put some pads on.
Yes.
But it is interesting that I saw Cole Thompson tweeting about this that they said he was going to get work on the inside and the outside as a nickel and an outside corner. Caserio and D'Amico said that. He's taking all of his snaps on the outside right now. So that is interesting because, we talked about his speed, if he's fast enough to be an outside corner. They said he was going to be a nickel. Nick Caserio talked about how he might be more suited to be a nickel. But right now, everything's happening on the outside. So I don't know if that's just the way things are going here in minicamp or if it means something.
That is an interesting observation. I will just repeat the quote that D'Amico Ryans essentially said at the beginning of OTAs that he said yesterday at minicamp. Minicamp is for our guys just to compete for a chance to put themselves in a position to have an opportunity to make the team in training camp. Everything, take it with a grain of salt. But Kamari Lassiter, he's getting opportunities. He's apparently doing well. John Metchie, same thing. Gallant and George, he is Joe George. I'm Paul Gallant. We got Sean Mapes behind the glass. We are 92 days away from the start of the NFL season. Who's the best number 92 in NFL history? And this is the greatest email ever sent by a head coach in league history. It's not John Gruden. You'll find out who it is next. Stick around.